Bundesliga is back on Saturday, of course, number of games with the big one, the mother of all derbies between Borussia Dortmund and Schalke. It was one-way traffic, a remarkable game and remarkable performance from Borussia Dortmund, of course, in that one. No reason to spend really any time on Schalke. I think we all saw what happened, but what was remarkable for me about this is the level that we've seen from Borussia Dortmund after 2 months of a break. I mean, that's not the same as off season in the summer in a normal world. As we know, here players weren't able to train together for long periods of time, just in groups, and maybe that's what helped Borussia Dortmund to play the way they played, because their tactical awareness, the rhythm, the level of passing, the movement with and without the ball was exceptional. And, at first I thought, well, that's usually that tactical part would be the toughest one for the managers to work on, right? You think to yourself, well, you don't have the team, you can't you can't implement the automatic movement between the players. But here's what I remember as a player, and I fell back on that one, because remember, the teams at first were able to train together in the groups of, say, 4, 6, 8, or 9. And when you think about that, even in the best of times, that's what happens. That's how you develop that sort of a movement, isn't it? So now I'm not 100% sure if that's exactly what happened, but logically thinking, I'm saying, yeah, that's what it is. Because in the game of football, the game happens between 3, 4, 5, 6 players at most. You don't have the entire team participating in every play. Matter of fact, you don't want that to happen, because there's always that time where, as you play, you have to stay away from the game a little bit, right? Because you overload on one side and perhaps change the point of attack to surprise the team, and you have to stretch the pitch. And we always talk about these situations. But when I looked at Borussia Dortmund yesterday, and you look at that movement, it just, obviously some of it is what they call automatism, and that doesn't go away. But to execute that after such a long time, so hard. And that's why I looked at that performance, and it was nearly perfect, as if Borussia Dortmund didn't miss a beat. And let's not forget, in the center of the pitch, you look at no Emre Can, no Axel Witsel, probably most likely 2 players that would have started if they were healthy. No Marco Reus, that's significant. Gio Reyna was going to start, got himself injured just before the game, and look what happened. Torgan Hazard comes in, and it's just significant in every play. That early goal, the ball for the first goal to Erling Haaland was just marvelous. And speaking of Erling, my goodness, we all knew what sort of talent he was before the break. Now coming back right away, the run he made, yeah, the goal looks simple. The way he touches the ball, you can talk about that. Yeah, this soft touch and all that, but kind of getting behind the defenders. Those first 2 steps that were a signal to Torgan Hazard to play. He asked Hazard to play that ball. He wasn't led by Hazard, which it often happens as well. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's just a marvelous player. We're looking at if all goes to, if he develops the way I think everyone thinks he's going to develop, my goodness, he will be one of the best central strikers for a foreseeable number of years. I mean, if you think Lewandowski is very good, that's the next Lewandowski right there, where you can consistently depend on him to deliver goals just about every game. And, not many players like that out there, any league in the world. So, again, Dortmund, I think, showed that they're ready, at least in the first match. I have been impressed with the other games in the Bundesliga as well so far. Yes, there are no fans. I'm sure everybody feels differently about all this, and it's probably 50-50. And it should be that way, by the way. Those that feel comfortable with restarting the league and live, that's fine. Those that don't, we need to have empathy for them, right? It's easy for us to say, very easy for me to say, yeah, let's go. Let's play the game. I've been fortunate that I haven't been sick. Nobody in my family has been sick. So that's an easy statement for me. I suppose if the situation was different, if I was affected by coronavirus in my family, maybe my statements would have been different. But that's life. That's what happens in life. No matter what we have to face, and at some stage we have to move on. We have to test the water. That's what Bundesliga are doing. If it doesn't work, I'm sure they'll stop. But I'm glad that at least we are trying to implement, well, in our case, the game of football, because that's what we do. That's what I do anyway. And we'll see how that works. But again, Saturday was all about Borussia Dortmund. It was really, really good watch, and we'll see what Sunday brings us. I am watching now Cologne, who, by the way, just scored a second goal against Mainz. What a run they've been on. Let's not forget that I think they were bottom of the Bundesliga after round 14, and went on this crazy run of, I think, 8 or 9 wins out of 11 games. So it seems they continue to do it. Problems for Mainz. And of course, we still have Union Berlin against Bayern Munich. So that's going to be special. I'll talk about that game in my next video. Hope you enjoyed this. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you want to talk about, and I'll try to address it. Bye for now.